What a nightmare. Jessica, hello there again. How are you doing? How's your day going? After a late night? Well, I'm fine, thank you for asking. Yeah, I'm alright. That one was suspicious. You weren't buying the sneaking. I think might have an issue here outside here. Oh, he was charging. That was pretty good. He was charging. Made it without getting hit though, which is not bad. Wow, these guys turn around so fucking fast. Look at that. Seriously? Alright, I've just wasted one there. Or maybe not. Alright, that's alright. That's pretty good actually, to be honest. I mean, I managed to get through that without taking any hits. It's good. They do a lot of damage as well, so we want to minimize that. You can see how much health on this difficulty is nerfed. I mean, it's like she's got, in comparison to hard, she's got half her health. Only half her health in comparison. If you look at play on hard, it's like twice the size of that, the health bar. Switch back to the pipe. And also another thing I have to do is here, a bit distracting. Let's turn this down. Come on. Yeah, it's alright so far. I mean, it's okay. I mean, at the moment, we could. I mean, getting close to him is he's going to counterattack. So it's not a good idea to attack him on the ground. But you can do a lot more damage when he's on the ground. He's actually bred very easy, really. He's actually proving to be a lot, particularly with the camera. One of the issues with this guy is the camera. Can use sort of Dark Soul boss type techniques here. Hit and run. A lot of the top players tend to use these kind of hit and run type attacks on bosses. It's quite useful here as well. Hopefully, boss. I think I'll be. I think I'll manage. It's just a matter of surviving till the end. But I think I've got the run down. Well, I'd like to try and maybe if I complete this run, maybe do all damage, which I think all bosses. I think I'll be really well within capabilities of actually doing. This guy's with the camera is not too difficult really. Makes it much easier, the cam. And you can use the, as I said, Dark Souls style boss fights. Hit and run. You just gotta make sure you're the one that's hitting. Also, yeah, you gotta keep an eye on the stamina is an issue. You have to keep an eye on the stamina here for parrying. Not that it's important against this guy, but I like the way she I like the way she keeps looking at him when he's on the. He never takes her eye off him. Good girl. He's 100% alert. He's been following the advice of Mr. Miyagi. Never take your eyes off the opponent. Stuff like that, when developers include it, just makes the character feel so real. It makes the character feel like you're not just controlling a video game character, but it actually makes the character more realistic, I think. I always loved the way that these games did that. I'd hit him on the ground. You could do. I'm gonna get hit. He counterattacks, but if you can pull up an attack while he's on the ground, you can do a lot more damage. This is the other thing about the 2D controls. You can actually run away. Something you can't actually do as easily with the 3D controls. The 2D controls enable you to run away. In combination with the camera, it makes it much easier to avoid attacks. Of course, you can't. Very difficult to avoid that one. That one is just one attack that you just can't. Well, you can, but it's very difficult. Yeah, you stop that. I really want to hit him while he's on the ground. This boss is the lamest one. In what way? What's lame about him? I actually think the bosses, with the exception of the god at the end, is are all actually okay. I mean, they're okay. The only issue with this guy is the camera more than anything else. It's less of a problem in this one with the camera. He's dead. Alright. Switch back the... switch that back on. Alright. Not too bad. Not too bad. And that guy is very much doable and no hit. I don't really actually see a problem with any of the bosses, to be honest. I think they're all pretty much the last one we're going to cheese anyway. The split worm. Oh. I'm just gonna, one of the cool things about playing an extra game is you can see all the health and stamina. You can't. If you're playing a new game. RE9 got 4 awards at Gamescom. It doesn't surprise me. There's a lot of hype around it. There's a lot of hype around it. So we'll get an idea. I mean, you know, no doubt they'll probably show more of it at the Tokyo Game Show. I think it's September. I think that is. All right. Equip the, that's a heather beam. I would have got hit. I would have got hit there. That guy cannot go further than that little line there. Can you try this with the knife? What do you mean, this game, this run? I've done it. Knife only, if you're talking about a knife only run, I've done it. Completed these start to finish with knife only, yeah. It's still on the VOD, still on my channel there. Knife only. Not on this difficulty though. The knife only does very, very small. It's on my YouTube, and my VOD is still up there. I did it a couple of weeks ago. on hard difficulty, but not on this difficulty. This difficulty is it's not advised to do that. And the knife does such little damage. It's not like the Resident Evil knives. The knife only does a very small amount of damage. I wouldn't do it because they have too much health. It took it took a long time. This is the room I wanted. 19 minutes past. The pipe is stronger. The pipe is it's not anywhere near as strong as the not as anywhere near as strong as the katana, but it's still pretty strong. Yeah, the katana is the best. The katana is the best melee weapon in the game. The katana is pretty awesome, but you got to be careful about using katana. You got to use certain attacks. You don't want to use swing it around because you often because you hit walls and don't hit enemies. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that very much. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, that all my completed runs on my YouTube that I put up there. I also put up, you'll find my completed run for Alien Isolation and Evil Within as well on the live tab, which I did live stream on that. Perfume. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I mean, I appreciate that very much. Very much appreciated. I mean, I only really, the YouTube is only there to put all my, because they stopped, you can't, this is not played, you can't actually keep VODs here for very long. So the YouTube becomes the only option to put all your best runs up. And also to put little videos, strategy videos and guides and stuff like that. Just interesting stuff I like to put from time to time, as well as completed runs. And that really is the sole purpose of that. Thank you very much, I appreciate that. It really isn't, I mean, about, it's just pure love. I mean, it's just love for the games, love for the series. I've had so much fun. I've had so much fun playing these games and working my way through and doing all kinds of interesting stuff with it. It's everything, anything else after that is just a bonus, really. If it brings people that are interested, who like to talk and chat, and just people with common interests, then that's great. I love it. What was the code again? I wasn't even paying attention. 6583. I wasn't even paying attention. Yeah, this corridor. Pick that out. With someone. Actually have a friend who play. We've done. You actually find I've done actually a 2-death handgun only run on pro new game. No upgrades, no shot. But he doesn't get time anymore to play. He's very good. He's very good player. but he doesn't get that much time to play much now. I'd love to do zip. Could have actually covered there behind the behind that door. Oh, gave her in clean shot there. I wasn't actually in cover. That's okay. I usually just do solo runs now, mostly, but I mean, if somebody's interested in doing a really tough run with it, I mean, I'd be happy to play if you're interested. Even a casual run or whatever. Don't really play very much casually. Not at all. Usually do solo runs, which is not something I would recommend with that game that you attempt to do. You're much better off having a friend play. Even if you're playing just casually, you're much better off having a friend. It's a I mean, it's possible. It's possible to play with the AI. It is just very, very frustrating. It's very, very. It really is. I mean, Capcom just do not know how to program AI, companion AI. It's just extremely frustrating. Basic things could have reduced the frustration in this. Very, very basic things could have reduced the frustration. They just didn't seem interested in it. I just think that they purposely designed this to make them as stressful on the player as possible on purpose. You have 992. That is no problem. I mean, you know, you just don't. I mean, I usually play with a clean game save, zero cache, zero item box. I don't use the. I try to avoid using the item box. Is he gentle, or is he mental? He's gentle. He's not. He's not mental. He's gentle. How about he's mental. You can back up your game saves. You can actually get a clean game save by backing them up if you find the game save folder, which is what I usually do. I use the game save folder, back up my game save, and then if I want to start a new run, I just go into the folder and change it to the clean game save, and it's just a matter of getting down to zero cash, zero items in the item box. Sell everything until you're down to zero. Is he gentle? Oh yeah, he's gentle. He's not mental. He's gentle. I'm gonna get shot. I'm gonna get shot by a psychotic nurse. Can you repeat what you said? My internet crashed. About the game save. If you're interested in the game save, about RE5 game save, clean save, you just sell. If you get to the go to the game folder where all the saves for your games are kept. If you look online, it'll show you where the folder is exactly for every game that you have, where they store the game saves for each game you have. And it's just a matter of just backing that up, create a separate folder, and then you can just take that game save if you want every time you start a new game, and there you go. It would be nice to actually have an easier way to find game saves. Everything was labelled. I mean, and so you know what. Is he? Is he gentle? Yeah, is he? I think he's going to be gentle. He's going to be gentle. There you go. Dude, make up your mind. Make up your mind. That's good. Pick up the key first. Because you can see through her there. The camera was never designed to be that close to her. So that's why the camera clips through her. Where we go now? First, we've got to go to the have to go up there again, don't we? Yeah. I've got the flashlight, better switch that off. Well, I don't know, maybe switch it off. Yeah. Get up. Alright, I'm okay. That's what I was worried about, health there. They've gone mental. They're no longer gentle. Still amazing me how they actually... Look at that. Underneath there. You never get to actually see that far up. It could so easily because you never actually see that. But the level of detail, they actually put fully 3D in every area. They never expected that people would actually be able to see all that. But they still created it. Yeah, she's just about to shoot. Sad Capcom never did this for older RE games. I'm done. I'm not. They use pre-rendered backdrops. There's no 3D environments. It's just a fake. Just give you an impression of it. They can't maneuver the camera. You have no control. It's all totally fixed. The first 3D Resident Evil game that was made that actually used full 3D environments was Code Veronica. That was the first one that did it. How much? I'm not going to bother with the other one though. There's an ample, but I don't think we're going to need it. I got everything I need. You'll probably reconcile. I think you probably work in all the Silent Hill games, to be honest. I mean, it works in. There's one for Silent Hill 4 as well, and Silent Hill 2, OG. So they already exist. For 3 out of the first 4 games. Well, my run is if you look at my YouTube, that's what I used. I used the OTS mod for my no damage run for Silent Hill 4. Completely from. I had to change the camera in 1 or 2 sections because it's not really, the game was not really designed for it. Other than that, it was completely played. It was played with the over-the-shoulder camera mod for that. For some reason, it don't work though with the recent update on the GOG version. All right, maybe heal a little bit. Are you gentle, or are you mental? All right. Oh my god. There was one right behind me as well. Come on, come back to me. That's alright. Okay, she's not. Are you? Are you gonna fight? The pipe is actually. Yeah, it only took about 6 hits. That's crazy. I made it through this corridor without actually taking any hits. That was good. That's crazy. How many healing items? Well, plenty of healing items, supplies, and 3 of those, 6 of those. It's all doing all right there. And where is it? They made a restored restored the hauntings, I think, that weren't in the PC version, but were in the console versions, and they were added in a patch recently in the GOG version. Anyway, use this. You wish they added the scrapped UFO ending. There was a UFO. There was a UFO. Is there a UFO? They didn't incorporate it, did they? Didn't it? Range is the only one out of the first 3 games that doesn't actually have a UFO. Now that I think about it, that's the only one. The all first 1, 2, and 3 all have UFO endings. Alright, the first thing I want to do is turn this down, because once again the boss music is a little bit distracting. There you go. There are files in the game where it seems that you would finish endings and get which you I wonder why they didn't put manage to do the UFO. Yeah, I mean, you would have thought that 4 would have been a good game for a UFO ending. Kind of like a signature of these games. Yeah, certainly. Have a look at the video. Yeah. All right. We get closer. Thought I might get a 4th hit there. But I only got 3. This camera is, there's no doubt about it, the camera in this is awesome, but it does make the boss fights somewhat easier. The ability to control. The design is never really intended for you to have such control of the camera, so you could see where they are, the direction and where they are located as easily. But it's so awesomely good that I don't really mind. No damage for the bosses, I definitely think is doable for this run. Yeah, I got a 3rd hit there. It's harder to see him with the normal camera, but this way you can actually keep track of him. So it's kind of makes it easier. I think in total, how many there? I think there are 4. Is there 4 endings in Silent Hill 4? Or is there 5? "21 Sacraments", the escape ending. Yeah, 4 endings. I know there's 4. The escape ending is the best ending. I think that one of them is called the mother ending, I think, is it? Just as he's swimming away, you get the overhead swing on him. He's actually really easy. This guy, I mean, he's actually pretty easy, Leonard is. As long as you keep your flashlight switched off. But he's obviously the camera does make it easier. He doesn't know where you are, you see. You got your flashlight switched off and you can just use sneak attacks. You know, ram that thing right up his rear end. You found the vid. I don't have a Discord, no, I don't, no. Fortunately not. Do you have a Discord? You have a Discord account? Yeah, he does. His AI doesn't. It's actually quite predictable. Actually, eventually becomes fairly predictable. He managed to swim away there. Managed to get the 3 hits in there. It's nowhere near as long as it takes with the knife, but the knife does such small amounts of damage. But it will still take a good sort of 10 minutes or so with the pipe. And it takes, with the katana, it takes maybe about 6 or 7 minutes because it does more damage. The one difference between the katana and the pipe of is that the pipe has a longer reach. So it does have a slight advantage in terms of reach over the katana. Because it is obviously longer. There you go. Shouldn't be that much longer. Oh, I should have had my flashlight. That was my mistake. Yeah, he spotted me. He's swiping around now. You'll see him swiping around, trying to find you. He doesn't know where you are. He has funny hit range as well. It doesn't look like he can hit you, but he does from different sides. This is why you can only really attack him from behind. Be nice if it was a faster way, but as I said, he tends to waste time by swimming around. He's immune to damage. He's dead. Yeah, he's dead. There you go. It takes about 10 minutes in total, maybe a bit less than that, but it's pretty fast with the pipe. And switch that back on. Oh yeah, has she got... Did I actually had that equipped all that? No wonder I was even slower than I was normally would be. Yeah. I thought it was because I was in the water there that I was even slower in moving around.
Why did you say?
I think, yeah, I think that a no damage run for the bosses I think is very much doable. So I might actually consider doing that in the same way I would for the knife run, knife only run. When is it? It's 9:30. I should probably have this finished maybe in... should have it finished just over maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes. It's going to take a little bit. Final boss is going to take... We're going to cheese completely because it's... there's no legitimate way of getting through that particular fight, I found. It's just... its attacks are so fast that it's just going to have to be completely cheesed that. Main thing is to get there first. Make sure that I've full stamina. Don't really want to use stamina recovery here. I need it later on. Should be alright though. Something you never get to see here. That camera angle of them chasing you. You see that they are relentless, these things are. I think soon as you reach this area they can't get past that though. MGS3 remake looks better. Do you think so? I mean, yeah, the Unreal 5 engine has got the same problems. I mean, I know the frame rate seems to be a real mess on that game. But I mean, it's just basically a one-for-one remake. It's basically exactly the same as the original game, virtually. Same as, well, not quite the same as Oblivion remaster, but they took the original game and applied the Unreal Engine on top of it. Unreal Engine is garbage, really is. Worse before, yeah, we're much worse, but I mean, it's struggling. Its performance mode on consoles is supposed to be 60 FPS, but it's like more like 40. Or closer to 30. It's terrible, awful, awful engine. I mentioned previously when I was talking about Konami had a fantastic in-house game engine, Fox engine. which they use for the PT demo and MGS 5, I think, as well. Performance mod for PS5 is getting to 40 FPS. It's not even, it's all over the place. It's supposed to be 60, but the frame rate is like between 30 and 50 more like. Rarely gets up to 60, unless you're sort of staring at the sky or something. But they had such a fantastic, I mean, they must be really regretting scrapping that engine, I'm telling you. They had one of the best, better than the RE engine that game was. That engine was, sorry. It run 60 FPS, big open world areas like they did in NGS. It's called the Fox engine. They used it for it was developed in-house by Konami.
Do you hear those voices?
And they used it for
A family of four
MGS 5.
sliced into bloody pieces in this room.
The PT demo was using the Fox engine.
Cries of the children.
And it was awesome.
The murderer was caught.
Really, really good. I mean, I can only imagine if they did the Silent Hill remakes in that engine.
Because I felt I had to.
It would have been incredible.
Anyway,
They must be regretting it.
It's all just a joke.
Now they have to, like everybody else, use the Unreal Engine crap.
That's all. The truth is, only one.
You don't actually have to wait in. What am I doing? You don't actually have to wait in extra new game. Part of the reason why I actually
That's Danny. This mansion is quite old.
skipped it.
So please watch your step.
You can skip all the
Sorry, this place is just falling apart.
the
mechanism is
the guide.
broken, you see. It wasn't supposed to stop there, I assure you.
There's the
There's
exit.
the exit. I hope you enjoy. That was supposed to be the exit, but it seems that no one wants you to leave. Everyone really likes
Well, she took a bit of damage there.
They
I
want
heard
you
her.
to stay with them.
But you got to be so careful not to hit the walls.
I have
Even though it is a lot easier with this camera. It's a lot easier with that camera. It was never designed, but who cares? What happens if you don't hold the weapon up? You have to sneak on any difficulty above normal. If you don't sneak, you die. Yeah, you die at any difficulty. And when I first played the game, I thought, what the hell? Why am I done? Until I found you could actually sneak in the game. And you have to sneak in that section underneath the spikes. Piss off. There's so much crap there, I mean, honestly. They really do throw a lot of crap in your way here. What's the point of sneaking? What do you mean? In that section? In the game? In that section? It's a trap, isn't it? It's a trap, basically. It's a real trap that's been set. What was Konami thinking? Well, what were they thinking? Yeah. What were they thinking, making you go through a haunted house and putting traps in there that are trying to kill you. This game has a lot of stuff that is just rooms that are full of enemies that are basically only purpose is to kill you. There's nothing in them. There's just a whole lot of stuff that just wants to kill Heather. You crouch. You're crouching basically. You're basically, if you go into sneak mode, you're kind of crouching. Your legs are kind of you kind of crouch down slightly rather than fully standing up. But rather than put them in a sneak mode where you're completely, they kind of did that, which is fine. I mean, you know. It's not MGS after all. I want that, just wait for that pendulum to get out of the way. Alright. So for her, just going to check how many healing items I've got. And get rid of this as well. You can't actually interact with them at the moment until they start moving. Then you can actually attack them. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that's another thing. You gotta watch out for that. They can actually damage you. Their breath can do damage. Also, the camera as well is slightly. Don't usually play with this camera, so. Camera mode, so there are differences. No, you don't want to use. You want to use that attack to Yeah, we know it's moving. Yeah, I know it's moving. I know it's moving. She could actually, given the fact that the breath actually does damage, you could actually die from it. You're not careful. You could actually die from it before you've even got to the actual main fight. Just from these things. Can you not? Yeah, can you not? Why am I missing? I'm really close there. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Is there anyone else left? There's one there, that's this guy. I think this is the last one. Don't see anything else. Probably gonna use, well, we'll see. Stamina recovery for the next one. For this, right, first thing I need to do is equip the, Chase her down. Likes to run off. He likes to, yeah, it can be terribly frustrating if you're doing a 10-star ranking run here. You have to defeat her in under 3 minutes. He loves to waste time running around. You've really got to chase her down. The ability to parry her attacks is essential here to avoid damage. That's the only thing with this swinging, those particular attacks, is that you sometimes hit other things, other objects in the environment or the walls. But for this fight, I find it tends to be better. There you go. Alright, that's round 1. I'm not going to chase her down now, I'm just going to wait for her to come to me. Her scripting tends to do this quite a bit. She just tends to walk away and then come back. So if you just stand behind the horse, she'll walk away and then just start coming back to you. Of course, the camera once again makes it so much less frustrating. And the other issue with this particular fight with a normal cam is it clips behind objects, environmental objects, horses, and you can't see where you are, where she is. I know that was probably an intentional. Alright, I'm going to have to heal now. That was an almost intentional part of the design, but it's also it can be really frustrating, this fight. I imagine that the remake will actually, they do a remake of this, will actually play very similar to this. In terms of perspective. Yeah, the other thing you got to watch out with the stamina in the parrying is that you won't your your parrying will not be as quick with lower stamina. So one thing I found out was that you got to be kind of careful. So that's why I'm not really wasting stamina chasing her down here, chasing her down. Alright, 2 down. Got the pipe now, so it would be much be too difficult this. Okay, I mean, a pretty long creature attack with the pipe. She seems to have longer reach with her pipe than I do with mine. Also, she does get a parry as well, so she can actually parry attacks. What are the two spirit? What are the two? Where is she? Where are you? There she is. She will, yes, that's all. She will actually wait in a certain area there for you to. Yeah, you gotta. That's one of the things when I was fighting her last time. Was not managing my stamina. I definitely think it was probably affecting my ability to parry 2 or 3 attacks here. I'm gonna get it. No, I'm okay. That's all right. As long as you have a bit of stamina, you can actually. As long as you get the timing right, you could still parry all her attacks, which I wasn't able to do. That's why I chose to play an extra new game, so I could get a good idea of stamina management for. Stamina affects weapon attacks parrying as well in very sort of subtle ways. Speed of attack. Yeah, I better not do that. he's just going to start shooting. But as I said, I mean, the scripting is pretty much the same as to when she was equipped with the handgun. The other mistake I was probably making was chasing her down in my... Probably not a good idea to try and... Yeah, I didn't quite make that. I better heal up. Alright. Sometimes you will miss because the second and third attacks are quite quick if you don't time it right. That was going to happen because that's the wrong attack. I didn't want to use that attack. Better to use this attack. It's slightly quicker and gives you... it's slightly quicker and it gives you a quicker recovery to make the parry, rather than overhead attacks or thrust attacks. That's actually a pretty good... that was a pretty good fight overall. Definitely doable, no damage. Don't really see any issues with the bosses too much. I think they're all pretty much all doable with just the fight. It's just this guy that I thought I might have problems, and you just can't do it legit. You just have to cheese that. Have to cheese the whole thing. Oh, she's got a handgun equipped. That's the second time in the game that the game actually has a handgun equipped after a cutscene. The first one is with the missionary, and this is the second time. But I'm going to run past you. I don't care if I take any hits. It takes so long to kill that guy. I'm not going to bother with him. I'm not going to bother with that guy. Got to wait. So, that guy can't actually... that guy can't go actually around that corner there. I think his scripting can only go up to that area. And no further. Also, the camera is actually fixed here. You don't actually have control of the camera in the elevator. She looks so goofy, eh? You don't actually see her very often from the front. I don't need that. I got what I wanted, I need the car. Oh yeah, that's the guy on the on the other floor. Yeah, you can hear him. Uh, okay, that's alright. That's a good position. If you want to avoid getting hit by those pendulums, you got to kind of lure them to the door. Let's have a look. If it's worked. I might get hit by the clone though. No, I avoided everything there. So let's lure them over here. That one anyway, at least. And you can avoid taking any damage there as long as they're... It takes the AI a couple of seconds for to recognize, to actually be able to attack you there. It gives you enough time to actually run past them as long as they're close to the door. I might get hit by this guy though, he's super aggressive, this is why. Alright, let's see. Oh, they're multiplying now. Yeah, that actually, if you actually kill all the enemies in that room, you get a really... That entire room becomes lighter. Instead it's getting darker, so you need to kill all the enemies. I've seen the video of it. You got that guy there. Alright, let's have a look. It's so dark in there. It's so dark. And oh gosh, that was horrible. I don't know how I made it through that without getting hit. It's this one, isn't it? Hopefully this guy... Yeah, he missed. He missed. I'm probably going to get hit here though. No, they all missed. That's actually pretty good. I mean, that's actually pretty... I would actually say that's maybe... Well, it is slightly easier with the camera. Definitely. Oh yeah. He's there, yeah, he's rotating there, and you see there. I wonder, can you actually see him on the normal camera? Yeah. He's there rotating the valves there. Where is it? Because the camera doesn't change, I'm having to guess. Oh, here's this, where the footsteps are. Where the footsteps are. Really cool the way they actually recreated the exact rooms from the first game. She's got, I should have 5. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. I don't think I got, yeah, I don't think I got actually hit at all in this section since the church. Anyway, that's not too bad. That goes in the top left-hand corner. The middle right. Goes there. Goes in the center. Top center. And then this goes in the center. If I'm honest, 90% of the game is forgettable. Do you think so? Oh dear. Oh, unfortunate. I think 90% of this game is memorable for me. Total opposite. Yeah, I like this. I love this game a lot. Mechanically, the best survival horror game I think made up until Resident Evil 4. A game that is graphically held up incredibly well, considering that it's over 20 years old. We'll see. Yeah, should be able to glitch it. I'm not gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait. I don't want it to do that though. I just want to concentrate on the sound so I can see when she's about to. The music can drown it out. Alright, you can only still get 3 hits in. It's a little bit slow. The worst final boss, I wouldn't disagree. I think this final boss fight is I don't know. There are things about this game that feel a bit rushed. This boss, I think, is one of them, and I think that there are sections in this game that I think there is things that the developers wanted to put in the game that they just didn't have the time for. They were really working under a very, very tight tight schedule really with this game. And really it deserved, I think definitely deserved more time. But this is the thing with the Silent Hill games, each game became progressively worse than the previous one. So 2 sold worse than 1, 3 sold worse than 2. And Because she's got, come on. Get up! Because she's got the idle animation there. Of course, all the worst. I believe are the first 4 games. I don't want her to go into an idle animation, otherwise she's going to get hit. Far too quickly she goes into that. Maybe if I might not be a good idea either. Yeah, I really didn't want to cheese this, but what other choice? I tried to find quite legit previously and got nowhere. Can't make the 3rd attack. It falls flat, do you think so? For you? I love it. I mean, I think this game is awesome. I think this is the best main character. Well, if I get knocked down, at least I can't get hit a second time if I get knocked down. Could I have got a 3rd hit there? Well, I'm not going to get a second one there. I want to make sure I'm in the right spot here and she doesn't go into an idle animation. Otherwise I'll get hit. I need to stay in the right area in order to prevent getting hit. Maybe you could probably get a 3rd hit maybe there. Yeah, this boss fight is not good. It's not great. I think on normal and hard is okay, but on these difficulties it's you can fight it normally on those difficulties, but on the harder difficulties it's not good. Missed both of them. But all the other bosses except this one I think is okay. I mean, I'm fine. I think I don't have too much of an issue with all the other bosses. They might have incorporated a little bit of variety to 1 or 2 of them, I think, in terms of their own attacks, and strategies and maybe stuff like that. But they're okay. going to get a second attack there. It's going to take a little bit of time. I know it's not very exciting, but I tried last time to fight it properly. I mean, it's just so frustrating. The fire is so ridiculously, it's virtually impossible to react. It really is. It's just almost impossible and does so much damage once it hits you. It takes 95% of your health. I just ran out of health. I just could not. It just became an act of impossible to actually avoid the attacks and heal up. You see, that's the issue with the pipe. It's a bit slow. You can't get the additional attacks in. Katana is faster. Pipe is a good weapon. It's just slower and doesn't do quite as much damage. It doesn't have the critical hit chance of Katana does. The reason why, obviously, I continue to keep her moving because she goes into an idle animation. She gets bored. The girl gets bored too easily. I'm not in the right spot. And plus the targeting gets messed up a bit with the camera. You're not exactly pointing the camera in the direction where you want to hit. Yeah, the camera needs to be kind of pointed directly at where you want to hit. So it needs to be pointing directly at the head, so you don't miss. Silent Hill 4 has some, I mean, I've said it before, I keep saying, but it's a very good, some great stuff in Silent Hill 4, it really is. There really is some really great stuff in that game, but it's just such a mess. So much of a mess in so many different areas. It completely lacks the consistency of the first three games in quality, in my view. Although its core ideas are probably, I would say, better than the first three games. And the potential for a game could have been certainly as good as the first three, if not better. But it's such a mess. It would take a hell of a lot for the game to get there. You're kind of almost at the point where you think they would have to change so much that maybe it's just better to just make a new game, take the best ideas of this game and make a new game. That's why I don't think we'll ever see a remake of 4. I really doubt we will. You're at the point of just you're better off making a new game. There's just way too much needed to actually get it up to where it needs to be. Remakes are good or fine if the actual games you're basing them on are already good games or great games. It makes the tasks much easier. a remake is not the place to try to fix the problems of an original game. I think it's just way too much. Yeah, it's going to take about a good, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. I have no idea. The pipe does a fair amount of damage, a lot more than the knife does. It's not going to take an hour or anything like that, but it probably much less than that. But can you actually? No, you can't reach it there. Can't reach it there. Won't do anything. This only works on the PC version, so if you have a console version running on the OG hardware, this won't work. Only the higher frame rate that enables you to gain immunity to this attack, the attacks. If you have the HD collections, they won't work. You have to fight a legit. I think if you're running the console version on emulator though, you'd probably be able to do it. Such a disappointing... I mean, as I said, I mean, on normal and hard it's not too bad. But on these difficulties, it's a real problem. And I don't, I mean, you know, I don't hold it. I mean, the developers, what they accomplished in terms of the balance of the game is, I think, already exceptional in the time they were given. There's not a lot I disagree with this game, really, in what it did. In terms of balance, I think they got a lot of stuff right. This needed more time. But you know, I should complete the run here at least. So that'll be two of these runs complete. Was that a crit? The actual pipe does actually have a critical chance as well. It's not as good as Katana. Katana has highest critical chance, I think. The Maul has quite a high crit rate as well. But the pipe does as well. I think even the knife actually has a crit chance as well. The pipe is weak. It is not weak in this game. Usually weak, but it's not weak in this game. Yeah, the pipe is really surprisingly strong. Pipe is actually a very good weapon in this game. As I said, it does have a slight advantage over katana because it has a longer reach. It does have that advantage over the katana. I mean, there's nothing in this difficulty other than this guy that has huge amounts of. All the enemies can actually have fairly, you know, there's no real tanks in this game. There are no tanky enemies in this game, other than this guy. Split worm dies in under 2 minutes with a pipe. Missionary's pretty easy. You can kill it in under 10 minutes with the pipe. Leonard is pretty much the same. He wastes a lot of time swimming around. And most standard enemies in the game really don't. They're really not tanky at all. Numb bodies will go down in about 4 or 5 hits. Slurpers will die. I was practicing with the pipe killing slurpers, and I mean they'll die in about 5 overhead swings. You lay down a stick of jerky, and you do some overhead swings. You can kill them in about 5 hits, and that was pretty fun. So they're not really tanky. There's no tanky stuff in this game at all. But I mean, you get to Silent Hill 4. I mean, God, it takes ages to kill bloody Walter. I mean, Walter's a tank. I mean, it takes less if you use the pickaxe, but gosh, I mean, if you're using a rusty axe with him, I mean, it takes ages. Although I say most of the other bosses are okay. There's only actually, as far as I remember, boss-wise, they're actually pretty easy. Actually, most of the bosses in the game are actually very easy. One Truth is maybe the only other one that, but I mean, that dies pretty fast as well. One Truth is not actually probably the best. I would actually say the best boss in that game. Uniquely designed. It's actually one of the best bosses, I would say, actually, in terms of design. Actually, in all the games, actually, it's actually a unique boss in terms of its design and the style of it. The One Truth boss. You know, there's guys that drop down, and you have to find the one that's the One Truth you have to find. In the end of the building wall section. Yeah, that one. Yeah, right at the end of the building wall. The second building wall section. With the funny music. Yeah, I liked it. I just said, in terms of It's one of the most interesting bosses they actually put. It's unique. It's very different from anything else you've ever seen in these type of games. Its design, its setting, the idea behind it, its concept. It's good. I liked it. Oh, it's dead. There we go. Finally. Didn't take too long in the end. Alright, I'm going to have a, because I've turned the voice down, so I'll just have a look at that finishes. It only took 2 hours and 20 minutes, which is actually not too bad. So that's the pipe only run done. I'm not, it's not a speed run. It's not a speed run. It wasn't an intentional speed run. Oh, let's have a look how much damage I took. It took, yeah, I got the split worm in 2 minutes with the pipe, under sub 2 minutes is. Missionary has a sub 10 minutes. Leonard took just under 10 minutes. Yeah, she runs around a lot. Alessa runs around a lot and wastes time. Surprising that took 11 minutes though. 22 minutes for the god. How much damage did I take? Total damage 1077. So that's the pipe only run finished and done. Thinking of maybe try and do no all bosses, no damage. I think for the pipe only, because that would be fun to try. No damage some other time. So I'll probably try that some other time. But over the weekend, I'll probably play something else. Maybe go back to RE5, and in a while, I'd like to try and do some more runs over the weekend of that. So thank you very much, guys, for hanging out on this Friday. Been great chatting to you, Jessica, as always. It's getting late. Gotta go to bed, and I'll be back tomorrow, probably a bit later on. Probably for some RE5 Pro NG, and try and see if I can get somewhere with that run. So take care. Have a great rest of your Friday, guys, and I'll see you again next time.